Welcome to Trending Update USA. I am Steffan, and today we dive into a prediction that is sending shockwaves through the tennis world. A leading tennis commentator has boldly predicted that Coco Gauff will win 3 Grand Slam titles and finish the 2026 season as the year-end world number 1. This isn't just hype, it's a forecast built on years of growth, data, mindset evolution, and the relentless competitive fire that continues to elevate Gauff beyond the status of a rising star and firmly into the category of a generational athlete. As we explore this prediction, we will dig deep into Coco's journey, her transformation from teenage prodigy to mental powerhouse, her rivals who stand in her way, and what this projection means for the entire tennis landscape in the coming years. From the moment Coco Gauff burst onto the professional scene at Wimbledon as a 15-year-old defeating Venus Williams, the tennis world sensed that something extraordinary had arrived. The potential was obvious, but potential alone is never enough. Over the years, Coco didn't simply evolve physically, she reinvented herself strategically, mentally, and emotionally. Her team grew smarter. Her game grew sharper. Her composure grew stronger. And the world began to see the makings of a future multi-Grand Slam champion. Yet even with her US Open breakthrough, few analysts dared to predict a 3-slam season culminating in the world number 1 ranking within just a couple of years. But that is exactly what is being projected now. According to the commentator, 2026 will be the year Coco transforms from contender to dominator. He pointed out that her athleticism has always been elite, but her forehand, once considered her weakness, has undergone a massive improvement that continues gaining depth and stability. The addition of tactical discipline, quicker point construction, and improved serve placement has created the version of Coco that can take over matches early rather than relying on counterpunching alone. Right now, Gauff is at a stage where she not only understands how to win matches but how to control them. And controlling matches is one of the core indicators of future multi-slam success. The prediction emphasizes that Coco's game isn't fully matured yet, which is exactly why her ceiling is so high. The forecast centers around 3 key premises. First, Coco's confidence has reached a level where she no longer doubts her ability to close out big points. Second, she has developed a competitive maturity that allows her to adjust mid-match in ways she couldn't earlier in her career. And third, her rivals are inconsistent enough that Coco has the clearest upward trajectory among them. Aryna Sabalenka, for example, is a devastating power hitter, but her mental consistency still fluctuates. Iga Swiatek is a tactical genius and already a multi-slam champion, but even she struggles against raw athleticism when she cannot dictate play. Elena Rybakina has an all-court game but is often held back by physical setbacks. Meanwhile, Coco is the only one in her age group whose progress has consistently moved upward without major interruptions. This is where things get interesting. The commentator predicts that Coco Gauff will capture 3 slams in 2026, specifically the Australian Open, Wimbledon, and the US Open. He believes the clay season will remain Iga Swiatek's domain for at least another 2 seasons, but everywhere else, Coco will be the favorite. The Australian Open is highlighted as the slam where Coco's improved serve and first strike tennis will shine. On faster hard courts, her athleticism becomes even more dangerous. Wimbledon is identified as Coco's most natural surface. For years, experts said her game was built for grass before she ultimately succeeded first on hard courts. But with stronger offensive play now integrated into her repertoire, the return to Wimbledon's fast, skidding transitions could make her a nightmare opponent. The US Open, meanwhile, is said to be Coco's emotional fuel slam, the tournament where she thrives under lights, energy, and crowd support. Performing at home has never intimidated her, it elevates her. And according to the expert, once Coco collects momentum during the Australian and Wimbledon seasons, the US Open would become the climax of a historic year. The projection suggests that a 3-slam year is not only possible but likely if Coco remains healthy, given her growing skill set and mental resilience. The prediction extends beyond just Grand Slam success. The commentator believes that Coco Gauff will also finish the 2026 season as the year-end world number 1. This ranking requires not only slam wins but consistent performance across WTA events, Masters tournaments, and strong showings during end-of-season championships. Gauff's scheduling discipline and her ability to maintain high performance across long stretches of the season are seen as major strengths. She doesn't burn herself out. She doesn't rely solely on one surface. Instead, she picks tournaments strategically, balancing growth with rest, something many players struggle with. Her consistency is one of the reasons experts now view her as the most stable future leader of the tour. Looking at Coco's mental evolution, one of the most powerful aspects of her journey has been her honesty about pressure. She has spoken openly about the weight of expectations, the anxiety of being labeled the next Aryna, and the burden of having the world watch her every move while she was still a teenager. But over time, that pressure turned into motivation. She began using it as fuel. And today, Coco speaks with a confidence that reflects not arrogance but ownership of her story, her growth, and her place in the sport. The commentator believes that this transformation is the final ingredient required for a multi-slam winning season. The ability to play freely under pressure is what separates the good from the great, and Coco has now crossed that threshold. But no rise to the top comes without obstacles. The prediction acknowledges that Coco's path will not be smooth. Swiatek remains a formidable rival, especially on clay. Sabalenka can overpower anyone on any given day. Rybakina's serve can dismantle even the strongest defenses. And new teenagers will emerge, eager to take down top players. However, the expert emphasizes that Coco's adaptability and defensive athleticism give her a long-term advantage over every one of these competitors. While her rivals possess unique strengths, none of them combine athleticism, consistency, court coverage, and mental calm the way Gauff does at her peak. She has a unique blend of Serena's explosiveness, Osaka's poise under pressure, Halep's movement, and Kleister's all-court balance. As we enter 2025 and look ahead to 2026, the WTA landscape is shifting. Veteran champions like Angelique Kerber and Petra Kvitova have stepped aside. New players like Mira Andreeva and Linda Noskova are rising but not yet dominant. Players like Naomi Osaka are still rebuilding. Amid this transitional era, Coco Gauff represents stability, progress, and rising power. This environment, the commentator argues, is the perfect setup for a three-slam season. The window of opportunity is wide open, and Coco is perfectly positioned to climb through it. Training insights also fuel this prediction. Coco has expanded her team, added specialists for movement efficiency, increased strength training for deeper slam runs, and worked intensely on turning defense into offense quicker. Her improvements in return positioning and shot selection have been dramatic. Coaches say her sessions today show a level of intent and discipline that matches the mindset of players who dominated entire eras of the sport. When a young athlete's training habits align with the hunger to win big titles, breakthroughs are only a matter of time. Her maturity extends far beyond the court. Coco has become a voice of her generation, speaking about equality, mental health, and responsibility while maintaining a composed public image. She carries herself like a champion already, even before winning multiple titles. The commentator believes this off-court leadership is not only admirable but indicative of an athlete built for longevity. Champions who know who they are tend to thrive longer. And Coco Gauff knows exactly who she is and where she's going. If this prediction comes true, 2026 would become one of the greatest seasons in modern WTA history. A three-slam season is rare. Achieving year-end world number 1 at such a young age would place Coco in elite company with legends like Martina Hingis, Monica Seles, and Serena Williams. It would mark the beginning of a new era, a Gauff era, defined by athletic brilliance, strategic excellence, and mental strength. The commentator says that the biggest shift in Coco's career will be her complete transition from reactive tennis to proactive tennis. When Coco steps onto the court thinking not about surviving but about dictating, the results become unstoppable. And that's the Coco he predicts will take over in 2026. Fans are already buzzing about the possibility. Social media discussions highlight the excitement around Coco's upward trajectory. Many supporters believe she is on the verge of her true prime, even though she has already achieved more than most players her age could dream of. Her fanbase sees her not just as a player but as a symbol of hope, inspiration, and the next chapter of American tennis excellence. With Serena's era behind us, many wondered who would become the face of U.S. women's tennis. Today, that answer has never been clearer. The projection of Coco Gauff winning 3 Grand Slams and becoming the year-end world number 1 in 2026 is bold, ambitious, and electrifying. Whether or not all 3 titles come in the same season remains to be seen, but one thing is undeniable: Coco Gauff is on a direct path to greatness. Her work ethic, mindset, athleticism, and team structure make her one of the most promising talents the sport has seen in decades. And as we continue to watch her grow, one thing is certain: the future of tennis is bright, dynamic, and driven by Coco Gauff. This has been Steffan from Trending Update USA with a deep look into one of the most exciting predictions in tennis today. Stay tuned for more updates, more analysis, and more insights as we continue following Coco Gauff's incredible journey toward becoming a multi-Grand Slam champion and potentially the next world number 1.